welcome. This is Market Wrap on Bloomberg Quint. Well, what a day it's turned out to be. 7th straight day of gains for the benchmark indices, with the Nifty moving from strength to strength. And this time you have another sector which is actually leading the gains. So you have the information technology stocks and some of the heavyweights there, which have actually pushed the index even higher from levels. And we've seen a 70-point up move here, with the Nifty ending well above the mark of 11,500. And as I was suggesting, we had heavyweights such as HCL Technologies, Infosys, along with TCS, of course, giving some support. Reliance Industry is the one stock which stands out, considering it is also another heavyweight along with ITC, which actually lent to the strength. On the losing end, it was essentially the two-wheeler companies which declined by as much as over 2%. So Eicher Motors and Hero MotoCorp, along with Bajaj Auto, also showing some amount of weakness. Let's not forget L&T actually closed down by as much as 1.3%, and JSWC is sliding by as much as a little over 2%. On the broader markets, we did have 3 gainers for 2 losers, at least in the NSE 500. Reliance Communications hitting an upper circuit of 10%, followed by 1% beverages. Jindal Stainless Steel, Bank of India, VA Tech Babak, all of them advancing in trade, with Edelweiss Financial Services and a bunch of other economy-related stocks also, showing some gains today. Just Style, on the other hand, is showing a lot of weakness, and we have seen that decline by around 5.5%. Tech Solutions as well, under a bit of pressure for now. And moving on to something like a Tube Investment or Minda Industries and Jubilant Life Sciences, also looking at a little bit of a knock. But let's talk about a handful of stocks here in today's day of trade. I'm going to start off with the aviation sector, and we have more updates with Jet Airways. And on that note, let me bring in Vishwanath Nair, my colleague, on more updates on the same. Vishwanath, what do you have for us?
Right. So what we understand, Agam, is that later today, in about an hour and a half, the bankers led by State Bank of India will be meeting to discuss the future course of action with respect to what happened at Jet Airways.
Jet Airways.
Now, remember that yesterday, the SBI chairman, Rajneesh Kumar, had met with Tony Douglas, the CEO of Etihad Airways. Etihad is an important stakeholder in the entire resolution scheme with respect to what is happening at Jet Airways. At that point and during that meeting, what we understand from our sources that Etihad, the Airways CEO, had pointed out some concerns with respect to the way the resolution plan had been drafted by the banking consortium. Primarily, some of the issues include the right of recompense that the lenders are asking from Etihad. Typically, right of recompense is asked from a promoter who's going to continue in the company, not from a new investor or an investor who's going to increase their stake in the company. Another issue is also with respect to Naresh Goyal's stake. Now, what we understand from our sources, as well as some news reports that are out there right now, the lenders have proposed a cap on Naresh Goyal's stake in Jet Airways at about 22%. Naresh Goyal is seeking that exemption and allowing him to buy more stake later on once the company is back in shape. So that is something that Etihad is against. They also have a problem with the amount of money that is being sought with respect to the stake that they're going to eventually hold in the company. They do want some form of control over the way the board, constitution happens, as well as some of the decisions that are being taken on the board. Currently, according to FDI norms, a foreign airline is not allowed to control an Indian air company. But of course, there are some negotiations going on at this point in time. So after these concerns have been raised, the point is whether lenders will continue discussing with Etihad or look for another way out. For this meeting, the rest of the lending consortium has not been given an agenda yet. They have been called for the meeting. So once they get in there, they will sort of understand where things stand. Last week, there was a senior SBI official who had commented on the case, saying that in about a week we should see some development in the case. So it's the next few days which is crucial for Jet Airways right now.
Absolutely, in the next few days, and of course the meeting which is going to happen in Nava. Vishwanath, thank you so much for joining us and getting us those details. So we'll be giving you those updates as and when we get them, and perhaps we can better explain as to how things are going down for Jet Airways. But the other big news of the day, and possibly the stock of the day as well, in terms of 2 stocks of the day, should I say, Mindtree and Larsen & Toubro. Excuse me. Well, the news is out. Pardon me. Larsen & Toubro is going to buy VG Siddhartha's 20% stake in Mindtree. Moreover, Larsen & Toubro is looking to buy, and will possibly has bought at least some in open market of up to as much as 15% but at a rate no more than 980 rupees per share. And finally, L&T will also launch an open offer of to buy up to another 31% stake, an additional 31% stake. Now, we've had press conferences from both the companies. And L&T, of course, has said that, they don't look at this particular acquisition as one which is hostile. And they suggest that while they already have an information technology company which is up and running, that is LTI, they do not, they are not looking to merge LTI with Mindtree, and it's not a possibility, at least for the next couple of years, because they both have very different portfolios. And in a way, they actually also complement each other in terms of the difference in which we actually see the verticals pan out for both LTI as well as Mindtree. That said, they are going to see as to how they can go on and buy more stake in the open market, as well as they're going to go on and see how things pan out when it comes to the open offer. Mindtree, on the other hand, they have suggested that they are still looking at options, and where they're going to see what they can do with respect to resisting. But they have, of course, unofficially condemned L&T's takeover, so we're going to keep an eye on that as well. In the days to come, what we're also seeing is that what steps the promoters and co-founders of Mindtree take, and on the other hand, what sort of stake can L&T eventually land up with as far as its ownership in Mindtree is concerned. So there'll still be a lot of questions which will be answered through the course of the day and through the next few weeks. So we're going to be keeping an eye on both Mindtree as well as Larsen & Toubro. On that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint, and we keep bringing you more.